Hey everybody, this is Crystal White, host of That's My Business, the podcast. You can watch it on YouTube, stream it on all streaming platforms. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey everybody, I'm going to welcome you back to episode 2 of season 2 of That's My Business, the podcast. This is Crystal White. So season 1, we kicked it off. We got right into not working alone as an entrepreneur. Something that is a bit of a passion project for me, just because as a solopreneur, I feel like I have endured so much more than maybe necessary in this whole growth journey of owning my own business. So not working alone is a subject very near and dear to my heart. And so I shared a little bit on the last episode, but I don't mind sharing again. Y'all know I love to run my mouth. This season 2, is about make no mistake. That is the theme for this season, make no mistake. I am literally taking some of the hardest lessons that I've had to learn in the past 2 years of me owning my business. And I am taking that information and I am turning it into resources and a list of what not to do as you start your business or go off into your entrepreneurial endeavors. And so what's really great is on Sundays, on my Instagram story, I do Sunday polls, right? So Sunday polls typically are just kind of whatever hot topic is coming to mind or something that I've seen a lot of on social media over the course of, that week or whatever. So the Sunday poll for this past week was really for entrepreneurs. I really wanted to dig deep into some of my followers, the things that they're experiencing, into some of the things that I knew my following was dealing with. I really wanted to dig into their minds and get a little bit more insight on, one, what entrepreneurs are going through on the whole, and also what I can do as an entrepreneur, as someone that is creating a safe space for entrepreneurs, what I can do for my community, which is essentially my following on social media and the people I know in real life. Okay, so episode 2, we're gonna get right into it. Processes first. Okay, so we're not working alone, and we are also putting processes first. So in my years working for the federal government, if you are not familiar with what an SOP is, it's the standard operating procedure for any organization. And in my positions within the government, they were very organized, very methodical roles, meaning I did not have any creative freedom. I did what the rules said, and that was the only way that the job was to be done, right? Cool. Now, while it was a bit of a pain in the ass as an employee, it taught me a valuable lesson as an entrepreneur about the importance of having your systems in place in order for you to work smarter, not harder, and also ensure that you are delivering a consistent experience and a consistent product, okay? So processes first. We want to work smarter, not harder, all right? Like I said, create an SOP for your life, all right? So an SOP can be as specific or as generic as you need it to be. I would suggest going as specific as comfortably possible. Never am I going to suggest that you create a process so stringent that it does not welcome the interruptions of everyday life, right? That can lead to a lot of things. That can lead to disappointment. That can lead to a lot of pressure on you, and which will ultimately lead to more stress, which is never the goal. So you want your SOP to be manageable, but you want it to be legit for the goal that you have in mind. Okay. So if you are a little if this is kind of going over your head, or you're like, okay, what is she talking about? SOP for your life. We literally use systems every single day, whether you have a business or not. A system is simply a set of tasks or things that are to be done in a specific order or in a specific way. So the systems that we use on a daily basis, your morning routine. Whether you are somebody that gets up and does the miracle morning routine, or you are somebody that gets up, make your bed, brush your teeth, wash your face, shower, whatever your morning routine is, that is a system, right? It is something that is completed and is dependent on the other parts of that system in order for you to be prepared for your day, right? That's an SOP right there. And very seldom do we deviate on those systems, like our morning routine, our evening routine, our routine for leaving for work, or how we even work throughout our day at work. These are all systems that we use on a daily basis. So if you have your own business, it's important to not be so committed to giving the middle finger to traditional work environments that you throw out some of the good things that they offer, right? So with that, we're going to get into the why, the how, and the when of systems, processes first, and automating your life. All right, here we go. So why? It's easy. Systems are going to make your life easier. Plain and simple. They're going to make your life easier. They are going to reduce stress. They're going to make you more organized. They're going to make you more productive, which is going to make you more money. That's going to make you more money. All of those things in succession, the way I've listed them, are going to inevitably make you more money, because higher productivity leads to higher revenue, higher earnings, higher performance, whatever it is that you're after in your respective industry or position. So the why for implementing systems is super simple. It's going to make your life easier, and it is going to make things much more organized and much more streamlined. How? Okay, so this is a little deeper than the why. The easiest way to start with implementing systems and creating processes for your life is to start with the things that are integral to your day-to-day operation. So like I said, your morning routine is a system. Your evening routine is a system. The way you go about handling maybe your house chores. You may have a very specific way of doing that, or you have a specific way for how you make your bed, a specific way for how you respond to emails. So to shift and really speak to entrepreneurs, some of the very, I won't say easy, but some of the more obvious things that you can automate and make your operation run that much more smoothly. You can automate your social media posting. There are platforms like Planoly, which I personally use. You have Buffer that I personally use. There's Hootsuite. What's the other one that was on the tip of my tongue? There's a ton. There's Later. There's a ton of these automated sites that are able to do your social media planning and posting for you. Sidebar. So one thing I noticed when I first began using Planoly is that I would set up all of my posts on there for auto posting, right? So if you've never used Planoly, it is this really cool website, and it has an app too that allows you to plan your social media grid. And so when you see people who have those really perfectly aesthetic grids, they might use Canva, they might use another platform, but Planoly is a way for you to achieve that super perfectly aesthetic grid that looks like it came off of Instagram.com's, I don't know, library, right? So Planoly allows for you to do that. And I was using the auto post function on Planoly in order to post for my business page. So I was using Planoly to do the posting, the automatic posting on my business profile. And I noticed that while I was taking this small chunk of tedious work off of my plate by me not having to physically post these things, I was actually experiencing literally no engagement from these auto posts, which I kind of dug a little deeper and figured out that Instagram and its beautiful algorithm has an issue with you using auto posting sites because the platform makes money while you are using it, in the form of you buying shit through ads, which is how Instagram and Facebook make their billions. So when you're not actively using the app and you're using services to do your automatic posting, while they do take a little chunk of the work off of your plate, they can also kind of cost you on the other side. So what I do to kind of combat that is I use Planoly to plan my posts, and I balance out There are certain posts that I will auto post just because they're kind of filler posts for the page. And what I use for the other posts, I use Planoly as a reminder app. So I'll put the post in on the website. I will pick the time and day that I want to post it, add my hashtags, do everything I need to do. And the app on my phone will alert me and say, you have a post planned, post it now. And the Planoly app is super simple. When you hit the notification, it'll open it up and literally take you, it's like three seconds once you get the notification from the post actually being posted. And so it's beautiful in that way because you're able to plan out your feed, see what it is that you are trying to paint, what picture you're trying to paint with your feed, and also allow you to kind of plan it once and not have to think about it again until it's literally the moment that you need to post it. So taking social media posting off of your plate, especially if you are like me and have a personal brand and an actual company that have to be managed, it allows you to kind of cut out some of that extra double work that you end up doing when you're posting actively on several accounts in real time. Okay. Another thing, as a small business owner, especially, well, not even if you have e-commerce, it's really just if you have a small business and you are using an email list, which you absolutely should be. You 100% should have an email list that you are always trying to grow. And we can talk about that on another episode if y'all want me to. But email campaigns, if you use Flowdesk, Klaviyo, Shopify email, MailChimp, there's another one. If you use any of these email marketing platforms for your email list, they all have automations built in. So for example, I have automations for like abandoned cart, upsell, win back, general welcome emails, those types of things. And then I also use the apps or the websites to plan out my content just like I do for my social media, plan it in advance and schedule it so that it goes out whenever it's supposed to go out. So that's something you can spend a couple hours doing one day and you might be able to get a few weeks or even a month of your email campaign scheduled and ready to go. And now you're getting into that working smarter, not harder, getting all that shit off your plate, all that stuff off of your plate, and putting you in position to maximize your time and therefore maximize your money. Now, let me back up a little bit. I'm not trying to be fraudulent. My assistant does do a lot of the email marketing for me. However, she also has multiple avenues to manage. And so she uses those scheduling functions just as I would to make sure that she's not double working. So same thing, no issue there. Okay. And also text campaigns. If you have an e-commerce store, now email campaigns, you really should have no matter what type of business you're running. It doesn't, even if you just have a podcast and don't have a brand attached to the podcast, you just have a podcast, you should be collecting people in some type of way so that you can keep them invested in what you're doing and you can reach back out to them when you have new things coming out. And so it just gives you a network of people that you can constantly engage. And so that is invaluable. So emails, no brainer. Every business needs it. I don't care what it is you do. Now, e-commerce, you should 100,000% be using an SMS platform in order to send text messages to your customers or clients. So I forget the exact figure, but I believe it's something like people have to see or kind of interact with something up to 7 times before they make an action, right? So when you think of it from an e-commerce standpoint, if you post on social media, you post on Instagram, you post on Twitter, granted, they're following you on all these platforms, but you post on Instagram, you post on Twitter, you send an email, you have, so from those actions, they might go to your website and add some stuff to their cart. So you have your your abandoned cart email that's gonna go out and be like, hey, you left this in your cart, come check out.